For those of you who don't know, the North, that's the area that we cover. We've got continuous boundary with Scotland, with Wales and with Midlands Connect, and we are working across all those organisations. So why the North? 16 million people, about the size of the Netherlands, twice the size of London, GVA of over 300 billion. And what we're about? Well, actually we're about growing the economy for the North. Transport is just an enabler to do that. But most importantly, it enables us to speak as one voice to make sure that we get the right infrastructure in place to deliver that economic growth across the North. Independent Economic Review, commissioned by Transport for the North on behalf of the North, said that if we have transformational growth by improving east-west, well, generally improving connectivity across the North, but particularly east-west, then another £97 billion in the economy, 850,000 jobs, that would not have otherwise been created. And I think this is really important in what we're trying to do here, is this is about transformation, it's not about business as usual, and this is where Transport for the North can add value. The review identified these prime capabilities. They're not the only bits of the business, but they're the business that will allow us to act and do business on a global stage. And most importantly, it will enable us to, through better agglomeration through the major centres, allow us to improve our productivity. So you can see here that's really good. But most importantly, and I'll pick up on Hugh's line, it's about quality of life. Having walked past a few estate agents here, it's a lot cheaper to live there. But probably more importantly, we've got 5 national parks. So quality of life is excellent. In terms of what's on the to-do list, subnational transport body status this year. And I think the key things from this slide are that we will produce a 30-year strategic transport plan. We are aiming to introduce an integrated ticketing system. But I think the key thing here is about working with Network Rail and Highways England to ensure that their priorities are the right priorities for the North as we move forwards. So I think the key thing is the country never produced one, so we've decided not to wait for the country. We're going to produce a long-term multimodal plan for the North that brings together both road and rail. It will link with the industrial strategy, and it will improve the offer for business and citizens in terms of how they want to travel and do business in the North, and that includes freight and logistics. We will identify a sequence list of schemes that have both major national significance, but also pan-northern significance, and we will work with combined authorities and county councils to ensure their local transport plans tie into that. For those of you aware of the work that the Rhys Jeffreys Fund done, we've taken on board that excellent piece of work, and we will be producing a major route network for the North. We will be publishing our major route network report and our integrated rail report in May as the start of the consultation. So I'm not sure how well this travels, but you'll be getting the slides anyway, so you can pick it up. But the dots on there are the important economic centres across the North, and you can see that the strategic route network doesn't touch enough of them, and therefore if they're going to grow and be closer to do business, then we need to come up with links. The major route network, which you see on the right, is about 7% of our network, and will touch all those important economic centres, and more importantly, it will have touch points with the rail stations to ensure multimodal approaches in terms of going forward. Benefits of a major route network: agglomeration, resilience, increased productivity, and actually to reduce the costs of exporting goods to national and international markets. And most importantly, some of the comments from earlier in the day, resilience, reliability and efficiency are improved for both businesses and citizens going forward. It's not just about road. There will be an integrated rail report which will pick up the benefits of HS2. It will pick up the benefits of Northern Powerhouse Rail, which occasionally is referred to as HS3, and will also pick up the Rail North. Really important Rail North, because the government wanted another standstill investment in terms of the next rail franchises. The North came together, stepped in, has now got a £1.5 billion investment. We'll be moving away from 50-year-old trains. We'll have increased services, better products, and be able to move far more people around. We did a freight and logistics report so that we had a view of what was required to enable freight and logistics to work better across the north. We then commissioned an independent international connectivity report, and that showed how we can work with the ports and the airports. And one of the things I think we've been guilty of in the north, you've seen some of the major port owners investing hundreds of millions of pounds in developing their ports, and I don't think the infrastructure has kept up with that particular development. But in terms of international connectivity, moving from 40 million passengers a year to 75 million passengers a year, and making sure that long haul is available without changing to the north. And then most importantly, smart and integrated travel. We have to make it easier for the customer, and we have to give them a better offer and more choice to ensure that they can make the right journeys for them across the north. 3 strategic road studies in the north. We only have one dual carriageway that goes east-west in the north. It's called the M62, and that affects the way we do business. So we've got 3 northern studies that were published in November, and we're on completing the strategic outline business cases as we speak. So in terms of Transpennine Tunnel, if we'd been around when that was commissioned, we probably would have said, let's look at east-west connectivity from coast to coast. The commission was between the M1 and the M60, and we need to look wider than just the strategic road network. So what we've done is we've commissioned a wider transport connectivity study to look at how the benefits can be received right across the north, but from coast to coast if a tunnel is going ahead. And then just to sum up, what's next? As I said, in May we'll produce the integrated rail report and roads report. We are also doing a first, which is an integrated sustainability statement to support these 2 reports. In the autumn, hopefully around about the time we're becoming a subnational transport body, we will have a draft strategic transport plan and updated reports, which will go out for consultation in the winter, and then we will publish the final strategic transport plan in summer 2018, and we will then get on in delivering the right infrastructures to grow the economy in the north over the next 30-odd years. Thank you very much.